YouTube, man? It's your boy Drake back with another banger. Today, the title and the thumbnail. This is why God hasn't blessed you with a relationship yet. Before we get into the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Comment down below what y'all want to see next. So let's get into it. So the first topic I'm going to cover is, and the number one point I'm going to cover is that God wants you to work on yourself first. God wants you to focus on your own life first. He wants you to focus on your strength and your faith in Him first before you try to pursue that girl or that guy, right? So we get our example from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 8. So love is patient. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things, and love never ends. So, whenever I read that verse, it says love does not envy or boast. Love is patient. Love is patient. If you have an issue with being patient, then that means you need to work on your patience before you try to pursue somebody. Same thing is as love does not envy or boast. If you have trouble with envy or boastfulness, you gotta work on that. It is not arrogant or rude. If you're arrogant or rude, you gotta work on it. The verses I'm reading are all stuff you need to work on before you try to pursue that relationship. Yeah, man, like everybody wants love out here, bro. But it's gonna have to come to a point in time where you gotta work on yourself first. You gotta work on your life, even how much money you make. You gotta work on your own self. Get in the gym. You gotta work on your mental. You gotta work on your drip. You gotta work on all that stuff, bro. Because dating is not easy, especially these days. But God, talking to God about it is like one of the biggest keys to knowing who's right for you and who's wrong for you. Also, another part, it says, it does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. You need to make sure that what kind of girl you're pursuing, that she is speaking the truth just as you are. Especially if you're at that point in your Christian walk where you know the word and you're deeper into the word than you were previously. And it says, hopes all things, endures all things, and love never ends. God is love and God is forever. So, love never ends in that aspect. Hopes all things, endures all things. Endures all things because relationships go through everything. Even you're even gonna go through stuff in the talking stage. That's just how it is. And so, how are you gonna handle that? Like, are you gonna endure? Are you gonna shy away from it and not want to communicate? Just the main thing is God wants you to work on yourself before you really try to pursue that relationship. Number 2, God wants you to choose with godly wisdom, right? God wants you to consult Him into every part of your life, right? Into your relationship life, into your physical life, into your spiritual life, into your everyday life, your everyday walk, regardless of what you do. So, most importantly, you're gonna have to consult Him as far as relationship and choosing that husband or wife whenever y'all get to that age and get to that point, right? Or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Because you should want to date to marry at some point, right? So, we get our example from 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers, right? For what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness? Or what fellowship has light with darkness, right? That's why it's so important that I don't care how fine a girl is, bro. The real them will come out at some point, right? Or vice versa. I don't care how attractive you may think a guy looks to you as the girl, right? I don't care how attractive you may think he looks, but it's the inside that matters. You gotta study them. That's why you gotta take time with them, because on the front side, they're holy, they're Christian, quote unquote, as they say, and they're not really who they think they are. That's the main thing. And so, whenever I read this verse, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. Do not date somebody that doesn't believe in God. Now, I'm not gonna say don't ever pursue someone like that, but if they're willing to learn the gospel and if they're willing to come to Christ and learn about Christ, then I'm all for it. But don't date somebody who has different beliefs as far as spirituality and God than you, right? And it says, for what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness? If someone, obviously if they think something is wrong or right, vice versa from you, there's gonna be issues, and it's not gonna work out. There's always gonna be some kind of issue that happens in the relationship. You gotta know how to handle that. And so that's what I'm telling you. Don't do it. Like, don't even spend your time on it. Don't even waste your time on it. Don't waste your energy on it. But what fellowship has light with darkness? Same thing. Light, dark. There's no in between. Christianity isn't a lukewarm walk. It's not. And key number 3 is to pray for it. You gotta talk to God about it. You gotta pray for your future spouse, your future relationships, your future relationships overall. You gotta pray for it all, because you don't know how it's gonna go. You don't want the world to give you people that aren't meant for you. You don't want people in your life who don't want to do right by you, or who aren't thinking like you, who won't do as you do. So we get an example from Mark chapter 11, verse 24. Therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. There's got to be a belief behind your prayer too. Whenever you ask for whatever you want, especially relationship, you gotta know what you want whenever you ask for it, right? It may take years to get what you want, but if you're patient enough and you have that faith and that belief, you'll get it. Like, I promise you. Patience is key. Belief is key. Praying is the biggest key. And you want to do all these things in abundance, and every day. Do it every day. Like, you can't go one day without. Now, you can have different prayers about certain things you want. It doesn't always have to be relationship based. But if you're trying to pursue somebody, as far as you being in that right season to get somebody, you want to do these 3 things. And I'm gonna say them again. So number 1 is that God wants you to work on yourself first. Take care of yourself first. Work on yourself. Work on your body. Work on your mental. Work on your faith. Work on everything. Number 2, he wants you to choose with godly wisdom. Consult God in all decisions you make, period, but especially relationship wise. And then number 3, to pray for it. Pray for everything. Pray for your relationship, future spouse, future relationships. Pray that you receive the right people in your life, period. So yeah, if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Road to 2,000 before the end of the year. I appreciate y'all for the love and support. It's been real. Peace.
Everything that I do, I did it just for me.